Hi, everyone. Happy, almost said Wednesday evening, happy Tuesday evening. And there we are. There's Tim with load shedding. For anyone that's not in South Africa.
There we go. We say.
Oh, that is hilarious. I said that you'd frozen out of all the excitement of being here on Tuesday.
Our wonderful electricity supplier. There we go.
Oh, good grief. Are you still okay to drive, Tim, or do you want me to drive?
No, 100%. I've got my own Wi-Fi. I've got battery backup. Got my light going here. Got my candle.
Sorted.
The flask's full of hot water, so we're all ready to go.
Oh my word. Yeah, we're losing electricity in about 2 hours, so it's a treat that at least hopefully I'll be in bed by the time it happens. So thank you, Eskom, for we're grateful for the little gifts that we get in life right now.
Right, fantastic. Okay, should we get straight into this? We've got some things we're going to cover, a little bit of out of the norm of the beginning. So, Petra, I think we're going to swap around. You're going first, right?
Let's do that. All right. So everyone, welcome. Keep putting in the chat where you're from. Hi, David from Kempton. So just put it in there so we can see where you're from. But yeah, Tim's got some really interesting information that he's going to share with you. So we're going to get started in the meantime. So just to introduce you to welcome. Firstly, let me say welcome to Gift of Legacy. Thank you so much for joining us, and just want to encourage you to sit back and relax. There's absolutely nothing required from you or of you tonight, except to keep an open mind. You know, some of this you might think you've heard about before, or you've heard something similar, but I really encourage you. The person that invited you only needed to invite 2 people to join them, and you are one. So if you're one of those, please let's celebrate with the person that invited you. Let's cheer them on. And they obviously know that this is exciting. So I can't wait to share it with you.
Before you crack on, apologies for jumping in. Can you spotlight Rebecca?
Yes, thank you for that. Rebecca.
Rebecca is our amazing sign language. So
there we go.
Really inclusive society. There we are. Hello, wonderful to have you.
Thanks for that, Tim. Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca's amazing. Thank you for being with us. Yes, you are. You need to translate that, please, what we just said. There we go. Yes, you are. Awesome. So just to introduce you to Tim. So yes, Rebecca is our beautiful translator for our community that's hard of hearing. So really excited as she gives of her time, like we all do, to be here. And then my incredible co-host that I have the privilege of hosting usually on Wednesdays with is Tim Wagner. Now, Tim and myself have been chatting for a while now, and there are so many things that we share in common. One of the areas is leadership and personal development. So Tim has been working pretty much for many years in the field of hospitality, helping building other businesses as well as his own business on the side in terms of leadership and mindset and how to step up productivity and create great businesses. So you're in good hands here in terms of getting insights, perspectives, someone that has got a lot of wealth and experience under his belt when it comes to abundance. Whether it's making money, whether it's growing your business, whether it's mindset. So it all loops around in that sense. Tim is married to a beautiful lady called Monica. They have a human son, I want to say child, human son, who's a fully grown adult, and then their 2 fur kids. So we share a love for animal welfare, animal rescue, and doing some work there, hopefully supporting each other soon on that. And they're digital nomads. So Tim has actively created a life for himself and his family that inspires him and that he loves. And that's what we want to encourage you to do as well, is what is that life that you have dreamed of, are dreaming of? What is that bucket list goal, perhaps, that you've had in the back of your mind for so long and you are yet to accomplish it? That's what Gift of Legacy could be, part of the contributor towards making that dream a reality. So really excited. I'm going to hand over to Tim because he's got a lot to share. And yeah, take it away, Tim.
Oh, thanks so much. Wonderful stuff. So before I do, of course, if you don't know Petra Laranjo, my amazing co-host here. So Petra is the founder of a nonprofit called 1365, which is all about, it's about a charity to inspire people to do one thing differently. Her passion lies in animal welfare and animal rescue. She fosters, and she also has her own, a couple of fur kids running around as well. She's married to Craig for 9.5 odd years, but has also got and congratulations, also got a corporate background, has her own PR marketing company where she works to help them align their vision, their goal, their mission statements, helping them get their mindset right in order to be able to progress forward as business. So has not only a charity side of things, a business side of things, but is also a published author. So we have an all-round expert, highly professional lady in mindset change and helping people to understand how to think differently. And that's where, as she said, that we've connected not only on the animal side of things, but also on the human and training and development, and we share what we learn, and that's the power of what we've got. So in sharing what we learn, I'm going to just quickly share my screen here before we start off on the actual gift of legacy, which is what you've come here to find out about. I want to just go through some things which is happening in the world economy at the moment. And the reason for this is to understand why it's so important to look at things a little bit differently. I think we can all agree that since over the last 2.5 years, the world has changed. And there's a new normal being created. But how do we change within this changing dynamic world? And this is where knowledge is so important. But once you've got the knowledge, you've got to apply something about it. So I like to talk about understanding the basic principles of what's going on in the economy in order to realize why you are in the financial position you are now. So there's not a detailed thing. It's literally a few minutes just to highlight, because there's a lot of people who don't necessarily get, and I'm not an economist, so I don't get a lot of the economy things, but I've learned that I need to keep abreast with it over many years. So over here, what we've got here is the US dollars in circulation. Now that might look a little bit weird. I can make this go all the way back here. You can see that 1970s, there was a few, and then it slowly increased. I just want to have a look at where we're sitting right now. So this little gray bar here, and this one mean this is recession. This is world recession or American recession. And over here, you can see this is February, March 2020, when basically the world went into shutdown first with the whole corona. And then this is the amount of dollars that America then started to print, which was trillions, that they flooded the economy to try keep it afloat. Now, you're going to go, and this is what a lot of people say, but how does this affect me? Well, this is how it's affected the American economy. Now, I know we're people from all over the world, and a lot of us are in South Africa. Petra and I are in South Africa. But when America catches the cold, the world sneezes. So typically what happens in America flows through the rest of the world if it isn't already started. Now, this is the inflation rate, the base, what they call CPI, Consumer Price Index, inflation rate. So you can see as of now, as of April, it's 8.3%. Now, this is the highest it's been in decades. For America to have inflation like this is very scary. Well, it's a result, one of the many reasons, is a result of just the flooding of dollars in the market. And they're busy trying to get this under control. What happens in the market is immense fear. Now, this specific little chart here is actually linked to cryptocurrencies, but you could say it's linked to all of the world's markets. Extreme fear at eight over here. It's never been known, not in cryptocurrencies. The drop in some currencies within the crypto range has been horrendous. This is the US stock markets, which has shown some massive fall. Now, you maybe don't understand all of this. That's fine. Doesn't matter. We've got time along the bottom. You've got price over here. And if we go back over time, we can go back to seeing where it was at the beginning of COVID, all the way up as it was climbed, but now we're on our way down. It's a tough world out there. The economies are tough. If inflation in America is, let's round it off to 9%, what is your annual average increase in salary? How much more are you getting paid? 4%, 5%? So let's just say 6% is what your boss gives you, or that's what you can afford to pay yourself. So if you're getting a 6% increase year on year in your salary, but inflation is 9%, that means you're 3% behind every year. That means that every year when it comes to Christmas, your Christmas parcels and the presents become that much smaller. The holiday isn't overseas, it's now local. So you're going to Romania. In other words, remain here. And we don't understand where this goes. Where's our money going? Well, right now, inflation. Right now, you're saying, I need a bit more money, so I'm going to borrow on my credit card. I'm going to use that credit card. Okay, fine. But then the problem is they raise the amount of interest rate that you have to pay back. So not only are you borrowing from the card, but you have to pay a greater amount back. So when Christmas comes, you are stuck. You suddenly find that this pool of money is less and you've got way more money. So what's the solution? Go to your boss and say, I need a 25% increase for South Africa. That's the norm over the last 5 years. Is 25% is our inflation. Not the government one, your real one. Can you get a 25% increase in salary? Or do you need another way in order to generate additional cash flow? And this has been my focus for now since 2008, when I started a part-time business inside of my full-time job, and I found profit way more exciting than earning a salary. And that led me to be able to, by 4 years ago now, to then find my last boss and say, right, I'm now digital nomad, as Petra said, and I travel the world. But how do you get to, well, we are going to be traveling the world. We travel South Africa at the moment. How do you get to a point where you have additional cash flow so that you're not just reliant on one income stream? Now, that's one of the benefits and things that we're going to be speaking about this evening. So I'm going to hand you back to Petra, and I'm going to come back and talk about money again shortly.
Sure. Thank you for that, Tim. I don't know about you, but Tim shared those or some of that information last week as well. And it was such an eye-opener, which makes me even more grateful for Gift of Legacy. I think something that we've all learned, especially over the last 2 years or 2.5 years, is that we can't put all our proverbial eggs in one basket. So as diverse as my company was, which I thought it was, I lost every single income stream when lockdown hit. And I'm so grateful for Gift of Legacy, which is not, doesn't have anything to do with my general income streams, because it's something else. You know, they always say you need at least 7 streams of income to be, to be a millionaire, billionaire. Even if you don't want to be a millionaire or billionaire, I do, because I've got a lot of lives to change and help. And the more money I can make, the more wealth I can accumulate, the more impact I can have. So I want all those euros in the bank account, wherever it is. And that's the thing that, you know, that Gift of Legacy can support us with, is making those dreams come true or take you closer to that. So welcome again. Please know if you are here, it's by invitation only. So hopefully you wouldn't have seen this online on social media. But that's someone that really treasures you, honors you, respects you, wants you to go on this journey with them. So a quick disclaimer. Thank you, Tim. Quick disclaimer is that this presentation is for information sharing only and is not to be construed as financial advice. Just so you know, Tim, myself, Gift of Legacy, we are not registered financial or tax advisors. We're just here to share from our experience and what you can expect if or when you join our community. So just sit back and relax, take it all in. You will have lots of questions, guaranteed. You'll have some question marks, guaranteed. We all did, but just enjoy it for what it is. Awesome. So taking back our independence, a lot of what Tim spoke about just now is being able to put our proverbial oxygen masks on first. You know, it's about coming together as a community to help each other out, like it happened centuries ago, when it really was about sharing and caring. And now the great thing is that we have an automated gifting economy where we can honestly thrive instead of surviving. I'm done with surviving. I've worked my way up to create my business, blood, sweat, and tears, 14 to 16-hour days. I no longer want to just survive. And I hope none of you here are happy with that either, because it's time that all of us thrive. So a new economic paradigm is replacing the outdated traditional structures. You'll recognize those as the government structures, corporate structures, which are those typical pyramids where you've got the CEO, the president, the prime minister on top, and then it just, it spreads thinner and thinner as it goes down. I don't want to work for someone anymore, that is making all the money while I'm the one hustling so hard. So that's what we're sharing with you here today. Irvin Laszlo shared in the Cultural Forum is either we'll join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we'll become extinct. And no one here, none of us have the time to become extinct. We've got too much to do. All righty. So Gift of Legacy is supported by a unique algorithm which drives the perpetual movement of gifts between the individuals globally. Now, this might all sound like a new language. That's fine. Come back, watch the recording, hop onto tomorrow's call until it starts making sense. So gifting, at least for me, has been a well-kept secret, or it was. I only found out about it last year, but it has helped and changed the lives of millions worldwide. And we'll share some numbers with you on how it's changed the lives of many of our community participants as well. So yeah, please go back to the person that invited you if you have any questions, because guaranteed you will. So who is this for? Now, we always like to say that, this is for everyone. Everyone can be blessed into abundance. But of course, we know that this is for specific people that resonate with the ethos of giving or receiving. So you've probably got a natural tendency to want to help others, to want to uplift others, to cheer others on, to support others and help them grow and thrive in life, whether that's through your support, through words, through actions, financially, whatever it is. You're probably a person that has a natural tendency to want to make a difference in the lives of others, whether it's humans, animals, or the planet. For us also, really important now is just like taking back your independence, is taking back control of your life. Because if you are one of those people, you've probably somewhere down the line gotten sucked into the loop of giving others your oxygen mask first. And then you keep struggling to just make ends meet or live a life that you want, a life that inspires you and fulfills you. So if any of these resonate, then you're probably going to be a really good fit for our vision and the mission that we have and what we're trying to create in this community. So let's go through a little bit more in detail. Tim is going to go through the nuts and bolts, by the way, the how it all works. So I'm just sharing the supporting love bubble around it all. What makes your heart beat? Cool. So what is a global gifting activity? So the great thing with Gift of Legacy is that there are no limitations of borders. And we currently have way over, it's about closer to 300,000 members now in about 107 countries. So this was updated, I think, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. No, yeah, a couple of weeks ago. So we are almost closer to the 300,000 mark. This platform that we launched was in January 2020, and it was through international collaboration of incredible experts and programmers that understand the vision to help others thrive. So we're really honored and blessed that there's some incredible humans and the Angel Network that's supporting us. Okay, so sacred economics. If you've never heard about this, all of this was new to me, but gifting has been used around the world for centuries, but it traces back to the 1960s in modern culture. It's 100% legal. It's just been off the mainstream system for decades. In Africa, if you're in Africa, you'll recognize it as the Ubuntu culture, which is really communities helping each other, which is what Gift of Legacy is. It was created by the community, by a community of volunteers for the community. So Tim, myself, Rebecca, we're just volunteers here. None of us work for Gift of Legacy because it's not a company, an institution or anything, which you'll see, I think, in the next slide. I think, no, not this one. All right, so it has been blessing millions regardless, where we are giving hope and education and abundance globally. So we're redistributing wealth into the hands of many. And in the first 3 months, so since Jan, the 10th of Jan, when we launched, more than $30 million has been gifted among our members, which is, I mean, 30 million just in over 3 months, 4 months. US dollars, Tim will explain why US dollars specifically, but just to touch on, because we're global, and so far, up to now, that's been the strongest currency that everyone knows. Okay, what really excites me about Gift of Legacy and what made me feel safe in joining was that it's decentralized. So I'm sure that some of you either have experienced it personally or know of someone that put money into a platform, an online platform, and a few months later, whoever created that platform upped and left with all the money. That happened to hubby and myself with a Bitcoin type thing that ended up being a scam, not a scheme. And we lost all that money. So the great thing is with Gift of Legacy, it's decentralized. So no money goes onto a platform or this platform or anything, because we are not a company, we're not an institution, we're not a broker or trader, which means we're not a pyramid scheme because there are no owners, there are no stakeholders. We're not multi-level marketing because there are no owners, there's no stakeholders, etc. All it is simply an interactive website that manages the movement on the board and connects each other. So how do I know who to gift? The algorithm will tell me this is the person in the community that I gift. And then they'll tell you who to gift. And then they'll tell me that it's your turn to receive. So that's all the algorithm does. That's all the website is. It just holds our contact details, no banking details, no financial information, just our banking details to connect. Just our contact details to connect all of us. So all you need is a computer or smartphone and an internet connection. And of course, WhatsApp and Telegram are essential because that's how we share the information with each other and that's how we reach out. Right, so peer-to-peer, because I said that it's not a company institution, how does this work? Well, peer-to-peer, so it's person to person. So when I land on your board and the algorithm tells me that you are the person I need to gift, because your contact details are on the website, I contact you and say, hey, Tim, Rebecca, whoever else is on here, Alan, I'd love to gift you. Where can I gift you $100? And then you let me know where I can send your gift. So it's person to person, 100% of the gift gets gifted to you. So there's no third party controlling the money. There's no risk at all of you losing any money because it's from your bank account to someone else's. And there are no tokens held on the platform at all. So I hope you're feeling just as safe as I finally did when I understood this. Perpetual is really exciting as well. So we know perpetual means ongoing, over and over again, repeatedly, but the difference is this is sustainable and passive. So for as long as you stay plugged into the community, you'll gift and receive over and over again for generations to come, because you can bequeath your profile to someone else. You can leave it in your will. It's willable, which the great thing is that when you're no longer walking this planet with us, someone else has received abundance and prosperity. And as long as they choose to stay in the community, they'll keep receiving gifts over and over and over again. So how does it get any better than that? So I'm sure by now you've realized that whatever we're up to, this gifting community, Gift of Legacy is more than just a gifting activity. We're a community that has the same vision and that we want to uplift the life of others. We help each other grow and succeed while helping each other and uplifting one another. So the great thing is that you might be used to helping others. You can keep doing that on an even bigger platform while helping yourself. And that was the big differentiator for myself. It's not me or you, it's both of us. So we're supporting each other and uplifting each other while we make sure that our oxygen masks are here. So let's go on to change lives as Tim explains how it all works. So have fun. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks a lot, Petra. So there's a lot of golden nuggets which Petra has spoken to you about. My perspective of golden nuggets is something which is profound, something which is very, very important in being able to work online anywhere in the world. I too have lost a lot of money. I would call it university fees. So I've had some very expensive university fees over the years, not only in cryptocurrencies and investment platforms, but also online advertising. And right now I'm even busy with a platform, an investment platform, which we've struggled to withdraw, even though it's still around. but there's technical issues on the background since December last year. So these things happen all the time. That's why when I first came across a gifting economy, having never heard of it before in January last year, it caught my attention immediately, but I was very skeptical at the beginning. So if you're sitting here going, yeah, this sounds like a very, I don't know, airy-fairy, not too sure, what are they talking about? Let's have a look at the numbers, because the numbers is what we're actually here for. We understand a bit more of the background now into the why, but let's talk about what we do and how we do it. And then you determine whether the risk and return is linked to your risk profile. So what I'm going to do is take you through this yellow U. You're going to follow this in the following slides. There's two things that everybody's required to do. First is you join with $100 that you gift somebody else. Yes, you give them somebody else you probably don't know anywhere in the world, $100, once off. Why $100 or why dollars? Well, as Petra said, at this stage, and it seems to be stronger at the moment, the dollar is the one main currency of the world. And everybody, wherever you are in the world, understands the value of your local currency against the US dollar. So in order to ensure that a gift is $100, or as you'll see here, $400, $1,600, or $5,000, you would then convert that in your local currency to make sure that you're gifting the person that exact amount of money, including you as the gifter sending it to somebody would cover any of the fees. That's also very important. You're giving somebody $100. You don't want them to receive 95 or 99. You're going to give them 100. Why? Because when somebody's going to gift you, you would also want to receive the full gift of generosity. So that's the first thing, is $100. The next thing is you need to share this with people. Yep. You've got to talk to some people. And if you're one of those like me that says, I really don't want to, well, let's see if it's worth your while. And then if you see there's a good value return, perhaps you'll share it with some few like-minded people. So there's multiple boards. There's 4 of them. There's 4 different levels on each board. And the goal is to go to all 4 boards. That's the first goal. In that first, what we call first cycle or first rounds, that's a total of $42,700 that would be gifted to you. The next goal is to do this perpetually. In other words, once you've done it once, you're getting gifted on an ongoing basis by just simply following the simple steps that we're here to share with you. There's no recreating the wheel. You don't need to manufacture anything or come up with your own system or training program or anything else, because the economy, the people that have put this together have put it together to benefit everyone. And if you follow the perpetual cycle and the system there, that's 49,700. But let's not caught up on these big numbers. I've been involved. I've been around for long enough to know the big numbers can get thrown at you in order to get all caught, but then it's only the people at the top get it. And that's what we call a pyramid scheme. So let's see if we are not one of those. Petra said we're not, but you determine for yourself. So here what you do. You start. You register, very simple registration. The person who invited you will send you a link. You register with them. Very important to follow a structure. But you'll be taught about that as you're going along. $100 gets gifted to what's called the legend, and that's the person whose turn it is to be gifted. Now, if you're going to gift somebody, it won't take too long, based upon what you do, that you would then be gifted in return, giving and receiving. The one and only time you take $100 or any money out of your pocket is at the very beginning. That's all. Now, it isn't a business. And Petra said that it isn't multi-level marketing or network marketing. No, it's not. But if we apply some principles and we treat it with respect, you apply some principles of business, you're going to be able to benefit from what GL, Gift of Legacy, can offer you a lot quicker. You gift the person, the legend, directly, and there's multiple different ways that we teach and help people move money around the world. I've had the privilege of gifting people in multiple different countries. I've lost track now, thousands of dollars, and also receive. But I didn't know how to do this at the beginning, so I had to learn how to use PayPal and Wise. Cryptocurrencies is easy for me. Been in the environment for years, but I had to learn some new skills. But I figured, well, if I'm going to get this amount of money, I may as well learn some new skills, because then it's going to be worthwhile doing. So this is what a board looks like. There's gifter, builder, guide, and in the middle, the legend. Everybody starts off with the gifter. Everyone begins and gifts the legend $100. So exactly as Petra said, the system just introduces the two parties together. We've got a wonderful board chat where the people on that board can go online and talk to each other just on that board, not sharing cell phone numbers and email addresses for everybody, just so you can chat, you can motivate, and you can help each other to develop and grow. And perhaps somebody's new and doesn't quite understand. So that's what we've got a board chat for online as well, which is an amazing new thing that brought in a couple of weeks ago. So what the system does is the gifter and the legend have got each other's contact details, cell phone number, email address. Pretty simple. The legend can contact the gifter and say, hey, welcome to the board. I see you're a new gifter. That's fantastic. I'm in South Africa. Where are you? Or the gifter can say, I'm new on your board, legend. So either way, we've got dual communication where the legend, the gifter can talk to each other. And the legend will then say, well, I'd love to receive my gift, maybe in the same country in local bank accounts or through Wise or PayPal. It's always a good idea that a legend wants to make it as easy as possible for the gifter to gift the money, so that you give multiple ways of actually moving the money around the world. And the gifter in this first platform, on the first board, is going to be learning these new skills. Well, that's what the person who introduced them is there for. More on that just now. So there's 8 positions, 4 on the left and 4 on the right, gifter. So 8 by 100 means $800 is what the legend is going to receive. That's not a bad number for a start. Here's how it works. You join, you gift $100. The other 8 gifters also come in. Now, how quickly can they come in? It depends on what you put in. So if you've got an active legend there, if the builders are active, they're the people that introduced you and you're active, follow the set system. This can happen in a few days, a few weeks, a month. It doesn't really matter. There is no restriction on time, but what you put in is what you're going to get out. For me personally, the first time I did this 4 days, but maybe I'm an anomaly. So it takes a week, 2 weeks, a month. There's no restriction on that. What happens once all 8 gifters have come in? The legend confirms everybody on the board, and the board, what we call splits or cycles, where the legend now goes off. This board is complete. All these positions, 16 of them are full. The legend comes off it. It's the guide's turn to become legends. So 2 new boards are created. You have moved up from being a gifter. You're now a builder. What does a builder do? A builder builds. A builder is there to educate, guide, and help the 2 people that they bring in. You notice that we support each other. You don't just join and get left behind, or you don't introduce somebody and just throw in anybody. Petra's going to speak about that just now. Got to be a very specific style or type of person that you're going to be bringing in. And all builders bring in their gifters. Always ideal. And the best way for building this for longevity and for what we call a lineage, so that people help and follow you through, is you're introducing new people from either the builder or the gifter position. That's what is recommended. You can do it from the guide and the legend, but that's a different strategy. Maybe refer to the person introducing you if you get to that point. Otherwise, it's the builder and the gifter position where you are introducing the new people. What happens once 8 gifts come through? The board splits again. You can see that it's just a rinse and repeat process. So you've now moved from the gifter when you join to the builder once it's split to the guide. And you'll notice there's just 2 guide positions on each board. Now you're starting to get excited. You want to be able to help all 8 gifters come in, because once that happens, you go to legend. That's when you're going to receive. So now your goal is to guide, as your title says, the builders. You've learned some new skills. You've learned how to share maybe a 7-minute overview with somebody, or speak to somebody, invite them and say, hey, I've found something very interesting. I'd love you to jump on board. Come and listen to Tim and Petra. They really showed me a great way of maximizing what I'm doing. Don't ask me questions. They're going to cover it all with you. I'm learning as well. Come and have a look. And that's all you do, and then bring them along. Now, there's multiple presentations in different countries all over the world. I'll share that with you afterwards. You join as a guide. You've moved as a guide. Your people that you introduced on our builder, and they're bringing in their 2. Remember, it's 2 only. More if you want, by all means. But 2 minimum gifters come in. Once all 8 come in, the board splits. That board is finished now. You are on your own board. You are now the legend. This is when you go, wow, my turn to receive. So you see somebody join your board and they come in. You've got immediately their contact details. Contact them. You don't have to wait. Yes, they can contact you, contact them, whichever. Talk to each other straight away. Start a conversation. Go onto the board chat. Welcome them there. Send them an email. Send them a WhatsApp. Hi, fantastic you joined my board. Have a communication. It's always ideal to do that straight away. And as a gifter coming in, please have respect for the legend. They're a legend in their own rights, and gift them immediately. So go on, register, put yourself on the board, click that you're on the board, get their details, send them an email and send them a WhatsApp, be excited that you're part of this process, find out how they want to be gifted and send them the money. So when you're the legend, people are going to treat you the same way as you treated them. That's such an important thing within the whole community, I think. Right. So now you're getting excited because you're really helping your guide. You're helping the builder. You're busy on the board chat. You've got you know who your guides are because you introduced them, and they know who their builders are. They introduced them. So here we go. You build it. How quickly? Depends what you put in. It depends what you get out. Once you've got 8 gifts, this is when it becomes magic. Oops. Here we go. Next slide. Where are we? I'm in control. Now, we've got a gifting economy. For any economy to work, it needs to be clearly understood that money needs to flow. So if you were to take the $800 and go, hey, thank you very much, I can go now and have a wonderful holiday, take the wife or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend out for a wonderful dinner, go away, and you splash and off you go. Well, then it's sort of going to stop. It's not going to benefit you long term, and it's definitely not going to benefit the people you introduced or the community around. So as it's an economy, some of this cash that you've been given, these gifts, goes back into the system. $400 is used of that money you were gifted to get onto the next board. Remember, there's 4 boards. You want to get onto all 4. That's the first goal. Then $100 you're going to keep aside to get onto the perpetual bronze board. The perpetual cycle, meaning that ongoing income. Now, from a business perspective, $100 in is what it cost you to get in. You gifted somebody. I didn't look at it as something I was going to lose. So I figured if I don't work this or it doesn't work, whatever happens to the gifting economy, I've actually uplifted somebody else. So it's not like I paid a multi-millionaire a lot of money and off they ran with it. No, I'm actually gifting somebody directly. So I thought, well, there's no loss there. But business perspective, 100 in, expenses of 400 and 100, 300 in my pocket. That's a 200% return. When I saw this, knowing that there was 3 other boards of greater denomination, that was me. I was enough. I said, right, I'm in. I don't understand how it works, but I know the best way to find out is actually being involved. And from my business perspective, the risk return was way bigger than any loss that I could ever imagine. So I climbed in. Maybe you're going to need a bit more information and you say, $300 doesn't really tickle my interest. Well, let's see what happens. What about $700? You see on the perpetual $100 board, because you were already on the next board, at the end of completing your second board, it's called the perpetual position. You join perpetually, having completed $100 board already, you join a new board. You go back to the bottom. Okay? Legend, back to the bottom. Wonderful. Work your way up, legend, back to the bottom. But this time you keep $700. And every time your boards cycle and you go to the legend position and you receive 8 gifts, you're gifting on $100 to get back onto the next $100 board. You want to do this repetitively, repeat it over and over again. So you keep $700. It's a wonderful place to be. But if that's not enough for you, let's get on some bigger numbers. Following exactly the same process, all 4 boards, you join as a gifter on the new board. Now, this is a $400 board. You're going to gift the legend. When you become legend, and how do you become legend? 8 gifters come in, the board splits, you move to builder. Then 8 gifters come in, the board splits, you got a guide. 8 gifters come in, the board splits, you got a legend. On all these boards, you can have a board chat to each other, get to know who each other. I'm building friends all over the world. And when we start traveling outside of South Africa, I'm going to come visit. There's Belgium, there was Germany, there's America, there's Canada. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm going to start in Europe maybe. Let's have a look at some bigger numbers. $3,200 has been gifted to you. I remember now I've got to slow down for Rebecca sometimes. Get too excited. Wait for her to catch up. $1,600 is what you're going to hold aside to get onto the other board, onto the next board, the third board, which is the gold board. $400 you're going to hold aside to get onto the perpetual $400 board. That's the board you've just finished. You're following the system here. Very simple. It's a rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The same process follows on all boards. It's just the denomination changes. Now you're getting to keep $1,200 in your pocket. Is this getting a little bit more interesting and a bit more exciting? How can you influence the speed of these boards? By helping the $100 board move quicker. Only way that you can influence the speed on the 400, the 1600, the $5,000 boards is by helping more people on the $100 board. So how do you do this quickly? Keep going. End of your $400 perpetual cycle, once you've gone onto a $400 board for the second time, and every other time afterwards, as you follow through the system, you're now keeping $2,800. Let's get on to some bigger numbers. $1,600. This is the third board, the gold one. Now the numbers start getting exciting. We're now talking about $12,800 is what you're getting gifted. By this time, you've learned how to manage your money. You've learned how to send money internationally in cryptocurrencies, through Wise, through PayPal, through airtime, whichever. There's a lot of different formats and ways. And you're learning how you budget and how you control this so that you don't just go and splash out. You don't lift your lifestyle. You haven't fired your boss yet. You still need your boss. Right? You need the 7 streams of income Petra spoke about. This is a cash flow vehicle to help get you there. Have a look at these numbers and you'll see why. Follows exactly the same process. Once you come out as a legend on the $1,600 board, you're holding back $5,000. Now, the first time I did this, I told my wife that I'm gifting somebody I don't know. I actually did know that the first time I did this. I'm gifting somebody that we both knew. In fact, I get that corrected. They, $5,000, which is 80,000 Rand. She looked at me and said, but I could do so much with that. But that's not the point. What you could do with it, it's knowing that if I'm gifting somebody else $5,000, it's only a matter of time that somebody is going to be gifting me. And I don't want just $5,000. I want way more than that. And I'll show you those numbers. $5,000 you're going to hold aside for gifting the legend on the next board, and $1,600. You're keeping $6,200 in your pocket. This is when we start to get gift of legacy insomnia. You see, typically when you have more month than money, you lie in bed at night wondering how you're going to pay your bills. Now you lie in bed at night wondering, how am I going to spend all this money? Because the perpetual positions lead you to $11,200. If this takes you 6 months, let's say where we now, what month we in? I can never remember. May, June, July. Okay, say 7, 8 months, 8 months before Christmas. If this takes you 8 months to do, it could take you 1, it could take you 12 months or 2 years. Let's say it's going to take you 8 months to get onto perpetual boards on the $1,600. Would $11,200 make a difference by the end of this year? Are you so worried now that you're not getting a salary increase as high as inflation? Are you as worried now that the price of petrol, one in South Africa, I understand, is going up next week, that in America, it's gone up 50% since, I think it was about 12 months ago? Are you as concerned that it costs you so much more when you go to the shops now, knowing that you've got these gifts coming to you on a consistent basis? Understand, when you're on the third board here, perpetual, you're still going around on your $100, still going around on your $400, and you're now going around on your $1,600. Your last goal is to be in the perpetual $5,000 board. You give $5,000 in, follows exactly the same process as all the other boards, but this time you're being gifted with $40,000. Amazing. How does it get better than this? Well, it does. I sound like a salesman. Here we go. $35,000 in your pocket. You see, this time you're on the fourth board. There's only 4 boards. So it's $5,000. And I say only, but not too lightly, because that's a substantial amount of money. But I don't mind gifting somebody $5,000 if I'm keeping $35,000 every single time I've been a legend on the $5,000 board. And as Petra explained to you, she said in the first 3 months, and I'll give you an update now on that number, the first 3 months, Gift of Legacy had $30 million cycling within its community, from one community member sharing it with another. Well, the number is after 4 months, and we've just gone over the 4-month birthday, it's 40 million. Now, this curve is only just starting. You imagine once we start to take off, it's out of words. Let's go through some of these numbers. Take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot, print it, stick it on the roof above your bed. When you're lying in bed at night, meditate on that. There's some big numbers here. I haven't answered directly why it's not a pyramid scheme. You've seen it now for yourselves. I haven't answered directly why that it's not just a few people who get that amazing amount of money that's 42,000 or 49,000, but it's not just a few people. because everybody goes to the top and you all go to the bottom. You go back to the top, you go back to the bottom. I love it. That's just a massive golden nugget for me. So I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to chat to you just again shortly, but I'm going to hand you back over to Petra.
Ah, how amazing is that? How incredible that so many people have had Christmas or have received all these incredible gifts just in the last 4 months. It's incredible. And you know what, if you haven't yet, it's coming. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So depending, like Tim said, you know, depending on how much you're communicating with your people and chatting with your people, the boards will move quicker for you. But even if your boards are slower, guys, even if it takes you a year to cycle through all those boards, can $49,000 change your life? In South African rands, that's over 700,000 rand.
I was in Clarence a couple of weeks ago in South Africa. If you don't know where it is, you've got to go there. Beautiful little village. They're a community there. And I met 2 people in that community that have already been gifted on the $5,000 board.
Wow.
And that's after 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months of commitment to build a community, and they're working it as a community. It's amazing how they get together. 4 months to work a community, to help everybody and support each other. And you are gifted you've walked away with $35,000. Do you think that's worth it?
Yeah.
And
I love what you said there.
It was,
and also there, which is great because it is a small community. Clarence is a tiny community. And if they could do it, you know, I always get, when I speak to some people, one of the things is like, oh, but I don't know 2 people. We know hundreds of people. Now, if a small community can cycle through in 3 months, I mean, we're in Johannesburg, which is like the hub of the country of South Africa. And I'm sure many people are here. If a small community can do this, we can do it as well. So I just want to encourage you to, you know, if you're already holding yourself back, if you're already sabotaging yourself, please can I ask you to just stop that right now? It's that whole, if there's a will, there's a way. And it's really simple. It's $100 that you're gifting to someone else. You're blessing someone else in the community. And it's 2 people. So yes, the first 2 people, the first 5 people you speak to might say no. But before, please don't even go speak to anyone. Come onto the calls so that this sinks in from just numbers, sinks into your heart so you get that excitement and that passion and the vision. So don't try and leave here now and go explain everything that Tim and myself have just explained. Please don't go and try explain this to someone because they're going to say, no, we're not interested. It sounds like it's too good to be true. I thought that as well. But because it's Angela, who's one of my besties, she's the one that invited me because I trusted her. I said, okay, it sounds like it could be multi-level marketing. It sounds like a Ponzi scheme, but I trust you and I trust the person that invited you. So I'll do myself and you a favor and I'll listen to it a few more times until it makes sense. And when it made sense, I'm so grateful that I trusted her and gave her the benefit of the doubt. And that's what I'm asking you to do here. Go back to the person that invited you and just watch it again and again until it makes sense. You know, neither Tim nor Rebecca nor myself make anything if you join or if you don't. So it's not up to us to try and pitch you this. We're not trying to sell you this. We're just sharing how it's changed our lives and so many others. So, okay, so $100 to someone else and 2 like-minded, like-hearted people, which is what Tim was saying, what the community in Clarence have done. Don't just invite 2 random people. Don't just make up 2 profiles for the sake of making up 2 profiles. That's not going to help you at all. You want people to travel with you. You want people that are just as excited and just as passionate. Invite those people. Let those people join you on this journey. Don't convince anyone. Don't sell anyone on this. If they're not keen, that's okay. Bring on people that are like-hearted and like-minded. Because when you do that, that's when you'll see the quick turnovers, like Tim said in Clarence. And then help those 2 people do the same. That's all they have to do. So if you're bringing on the people that are as excited, they're going to do the same. Perpetual, once you have completed your first cycle, you'll have access to re-enter a board of the same value, which maintains the system, and it's crucial to our unique algorithm. So please don't take your gift and just try go onto the bigger board. The algorithm's not going to let you gift back onto the same value board, and then it will open up for you to go onto the other one. If by some reason when you get to legend you still don't have your 2, don't worry. All that will happen is that the algorithm will sideline you until you've got your 2. Reason being is you don't want to feel under pressure and feel bad because you're holding the rest of the board up. So it's just going to park you on the side for a while, give you some time to breathe, and when you find your 2, you can click back in, you can rejoin the perpetual, and you can go onto the next higher board value. Alrighty. So what makes Gift of Legacy unique? So I'll quickly go through these. It's user-friendly, so there's a beautiful profile, beautiful website. I just absolutely love that as a creative myself, but it's also easy to use, which is great. There's the fail-safe system. There are various methods in the algorithm that keep the boards moving. This groundbreaking algorithm takes care of new participants while rewarding existing participants. We'll go through that just now. And then there's cross-pollination, which is one of the ways, which is so great. So our global gifting community, the almost 300,000 people, we get to chat. So I've gifted people in, I've just gone blank with every single country that exists in the world. I've gifted people in Peru, in Brazil, in Germany, in Spain, and I've also received gifts. So we're using DeepL and Google Translate a lot. And with that said, because we are dealing with community members across the world, this gives us the opportunity to learn from each other, to learn each other's culture. So let's be patient, let's be kind. Different people communicate in different ways. And of course, using Google Translate, some of it might get lost in translation. So let's just be here and let's have fun. That's the main thing. Let's have fun with this. And yeah, remember, it's not limited to 2 invitees. That's the basic requirement. The minimum requirement is 2. But we've all invited so many people because once you experience it and once it drops into your heart, you will share it with everyone. It doesn't become a chore. Can I encourage you? Don't make this I'll work during the day and, if I've got time in the evening, I might speak to someone, or if I have time on the weekend. No, make this part of your life. And that's why we encourage you to come onto the different calls so that this makes sense to you and it's part of your mindset all the time. Fast tracking, we'll go on the next slide. So if you want to move ahead quicker, and then there's the community support team, which are made up of human beings like Tim and myself. So if you are reaching out to the support team, please remember that they are volunteers. These are volunteers that aren't available 24/7. They've got lives, they've got families, they've got work of their own. So our volunteers hop on as and when they can. So if you haven't had a response in a day or 2, just be patient. Don't keep spamming them. The more you spam them, your ticket will go back to, will keep going down and down. So if you want an answer in a hurry, send a ticket once. Okay, fast tracking. So the great thing with fast tracking is because you only need your 2 people that are valid, so your 2 like-hearted, like-minded people. Once you have your 2, and if you have a spare $400 lying around, once you've joined your $100 board, the algorithm will unlock your $400 board. Please, can we also ask you, only click join board if you are ready to gift. Don't click the board, don't join the board. If you're going to say to the legend, hey, how exciting that I'm here, but no, I don't have the money to gift you, I'm just going to sit back and relax. You don't want to be in that position when you're legend. So let's treat each other the way that we want to be treated. So only click join on any of these boards if you have the gifts available and you're ready to join. So as soon as you click it, contact the legend straight away. I mean, why are you clicking join if you're not going to contact them with the good news? So same as when you are on the silver board. So now you've got the spare $400. You've gifted the legend. He or she has confirmed you on the board. Then the gold board unlocks for you as well, which is the $1,600 board. Again, only click join if you have a spare $1,600 available, and same for the $5,000. So you can't skip through to different boards. You have to do it in the cycle, so it unlocks automatically for you. And Tim's got a great strategy. Tim, I'll let you share that.
Okay. So the strategy would be that, let's say you get to the legend position on the silver board. you know you need four $400 gifts. So you don't have to wait for all 8 gifters to come in. You can, after you've got your first 4, also helps you with your budgeting, so you don't go and spend it. Get your first 4 in. So you've got 1,600, and then go straight onto the gold board so that you're already on it ahead. Now, once you've completed your $400 board, so you've got all your 8 gifts, you won't have 2 positions on the next board. You'll still only have the 1, but you never know. Maybe it's already moved up a level and you won't be a gifter, you'll already be a builder. So you can fast track yourself doing that strategy as well. So if you don't have the money extra in your pocket, because we do promote only $100 is what you need, wait till you're the legend, first gifts on there, and then get on, and then you can still finish your $400 or your $100 board, and you'll already be on the next one as well. That's also a great strategy. Got lots of little tidbits to help you move along, and a lot of training as well that we help people to understand.
For sure. Thanks, Tim. Thank you for that. So really important, wrapping up soon is, please, and this is so important, we do not permit Gift of Legacy to be shared on social media. Why not? Because all these groups that we see popping up and that we try to shut down, if you are putting something forward that looks like it could be a get quick rich scheme, which we know it isn't because you've been in this call. But if you don't, and you're just seeing someone saying, you know, just invest, because that's the terminology that a lot of these groups are using, invest $100 and you'll get $49,000. Who do you think is going to be attracted? It's the scammers, it's the opportunists. And we've seen there's been a spate of scammers coming through here. Why? Because they're shared on these social media platforms. So please, like we said, this is peer-to-peer. Invite only people that you want to journey with you, people that you trust, that has integrity. If you don't, you're jeopardizing and sabotaging yourself. So no filling up spaces, like-hearted, like-minded people. Be the messenger, not the message. So let Tim and myself and the other presenters do this call for your people. Don't put yourself under pressure too. Oh, those are our rescue girls having a say. They agree. Just invite people to come on the call and we can do it for you. So they can see the visuals and it will make more sense. Attend the regular live presentations, also so that you can get a different perspective from different people. We all say the same message, but say it in a different way. So maybe the way Tim says something makes more sense than the way I said it, and our other presenters as well. Tomorrow is Angela and Cairns, and Thursday, Felissa and maybe Tandy. But let's see, but just beautiful ways of going through this. And then, as Tim mentioned, extensive training available on our YouTube channel and this coming Saturday as well. Tim, you want to say something about that?
Yes, this coming Saturday, fantastic training, teaching you really to understand the boards and the movement of the boards. So if you're saying, well, how can these boards move quicker? How does it exactly work? That's what this Saturday is going to be about. You're going to have Chris and Felissa, and I believe somebody else as well, sharing some real knowledge and some tidbits for you. So Saturday, 10 o'clock South Africa time, I believe, and it will be recorded.
Yeah, for sure. Just like this one tonight. Okay, awesome. So in closing, there are no guarantees. Why we say this is like anything in life. You can join a gym, high-tech gym. You can buy those expensive sneakers. You can buy all the gym kit. If you are not going to drive to the gym or run to the gym, and you're not going to put the work in, and you're not going to eat properly, you are not going to get results. So please do not join if you're thinking, well, you're just going to, you know, give your $100 in and then you'll let everyone else do the work for you. Everyone is required to bring in their two. So please be faithful in bringing in your two to contribute to the community. I would feel horrible if I was legend and started receiving the gifts and I didn't make an effort to contribute to the growth of the community and the boards moving. So please don't join if you're not going to be an active member. So the success or failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to participate and follow the guidelines of Gift of Legacy, which includes being responsible to ensure compliance with the tax laws in your country. So that's on you to have a look at what the tax laws are, pay Caesar what Caesar is due. Remember that Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform with no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. If you are joining Gift of Legacy via some third party or part of some package that someone's pitching you, that's completely your risk. So that's got nothing to do with us at all. And Gift of Legacy is peer-to-peer. No funds are ever paid to a platform and are always given to the legend that the algorithm instructs you to gift. Okay, so please take a screenshot.
Yeah, definitely take a screenshot of this. So we've said we're an international community, and this is a good example of the different Zooms that are held every week. So the English one, Tuesday to Fridays, and then Saturdays training. Mondays, we've got Motivating Mondays. So great way to start. And there's Afrikaans, German, Spanish. Well, you take a screenshot of that. If you want to know the times and the links, ask the person who invited you to send you the info-only Telegram channel so that you can get all the reminders there and the links on the different presentations around the world. And they're growing more and more. There's new presentations I'm seeing coming along a lot. We've got Thursdays is the new one in South Africa for Zulu, for those in the Zulu communities. So really, there's no limitations there. Join our 3 Telegram, I lost my words, Telegram channel, and become part of the community.
Amazing. And then just quickly here, which we're really excited about, is the Love Heart project. So as a Gift of Legacy participant, if you're an active Gift of Legacy participant and you have successfully invited your 2 active invitees as well, you can nominate a cause that is close to your heart. So there's some examples there: church, caregiver, soup kitchen. Even if it's your domestic or gardener, or there are medical expenses in your family that you just are struggling to connect with, then please hop on to either ggmovement.org/loveheart to nominate your organization, which will be vetted. We want to make sure that the funds are going to where we intended. So anyone that is nominated will be vetted thoroughly first. And then also GGM, which is the Gracious Gifters Movement, is the trust, and that's where Gift of Legacy sits. So obviously doing the upkeep, doing security upgrades with the developers. We don't get paid as volunteers, but the developers who are creating the programs, or should I say the programmers rather, it's their job that they get paid for. So how do we keep this going on? Well, if you want to donate to the trust, it's GGM or ggmovement.org/donate. So what we're saying is, if there are 300,000 of us, if each of us are donating $5 once we're a legend, I mean, we can keep serving this community in bigger ways every time the system needs an upgrade. But please check out the Love Heart positions, really exciting, so we can keep blessing others into abundance. And check out that testimonial group on Telegram. And you can see the incredible, it's got goosebumps, the incredible stuff that's happening there. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. Please go back to the person that invited you. Ask them all of those questions. Tell them that you're doubtful. Tell them you think it's too good to be true. Tell them you think it's this, that, and the next thing. They're expecting that. I'm expecting it. So have fun and come on, join one of our other calls as well, so you can hear it again and again and again until this new language makes sense to you.
Definitely. Wonderful stuff. And thank you very much for our interpreter, Rebecca. As always, wonderful to have you as part of the community here, and you can see all inclusive. So we are just over time, but I shared some different information. Don't always do that at the beginning of the Zoom, but it's important for us to understand really a big reason is what you can do in order to get yourself maybe out of a financial pickle that you might be in due to the world. Something out of your control. This is in your control.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say good night. In South Africa, it's winter. So this time of year, I always say, stay warm, stay healthy, get wealthy.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed Tuesday night. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on the call with Ange and Candace.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very
so
much. Good night. Everyone.
Have a beautiful evening. Thanks, Rebecca. Bye, guys. Mwah. Lots of love. Bye.